You're watching the West Coast Logging Channel. Come on inside and get some logs, that is.
How we doing, people? How we doing? Yeah. Had that procedure done on my knee yesterday. Woo boy, she is hurting this morning. The drive up here was quite interesting. I was kind of sniveling. Wow. Which I knew it was gonna hurt. I mean, they get in there and start digging around and stuff. It's going to have some kind of adverse effects. Excuse me. Anyways, let's do a story time, huh? Came out. I did something this weekend that made me remember one I think you guys will get a kick out of. I was perusing the for sales and the come and get thems on Facebook and whatnot, and there was a set of wrenches, big wrenches, inch and a quarter to 2 3/8 inch, $20. Normally, I bought a set before and paid over $100 for them, so I was like, yeah, I gotta get them. So I messaged the people, and they're like, yeah, they're here, first come, first served. So I was like, well, where do I gotta go? So they give me the address and all that, and it should be a pretty good view. And then it says, oh yeah, by the way, I worked with your brother at such and such logging. Oh, okay, well, I'm sorry about that. And so me and the wife jump in the car and head that way, and about halfway there I was like, ooh. And Jen's like, what? And I'm like, well, remember that one time? And she's like, oh God, no. And I'm like, yeah. I don't know if it's this guy or not, so we'll find out when we get there. Well, sure enough, when we get there, it was him. And I don't know if he didn't recognize me or what, but anyways, so I get over there to get these wrenches, and it's so this place, just right before I started doing the videos, YouTube, I was working for the place where my brother works. I'd been there, I'd worked there several times, and I've talked about them before. I've said that they were, a good place to work when I needed a paycheck, but not somewhere I'd stick around. So anyways, there was a yarder right above us. The unit we were in, there was matter of fact, they were like tail holding, like right close to our yarder. And on the second or third day I was there, we were headed out, and we got down to the bottom where the gate was, and somebody had locked the gate because there were several different companies in there, and what they would do is they would give you a tag, and when you open the gate in the mornings, you'd put this tag on there, and then when people went out, if there was a tag on there, they wouldn't lock it. They would just stop and take their tag off. And so we didn't have a tag, so somebody had locked the gate. And I didn't have a key yet because you had to pay for the keys. And anyways, the company hadn't got me one yet. And they were waiting for the guy that I was replacing for him to bring the keys and stuff back. So I was talking about on the CB, and it was me and my processor operator, because he didn't have a driver's license, so he had to ride with me. And then right behind us was our yarder crew, and then right behind them was another pickup, and I don't remember who it was. But anyway, so this guy, he was a processor operator, he gets on the radio and says, I'm coming down the hill. I got a key. I'll be right there. So, all right on. So we're just sitting there BSing. And he pulls up and just sitting there talking to my processor operator, blah, 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 blah. And I happen to look in my side mirror and oh my God, this dude he's got to go 400 pounds. I mean, he is freaking huge. And so I get on the radio and say, and I didn't know that the guys right behind me, their window was down. And right as he walks by him, and I mean, I'm telling you guys this, he had to have been close to 350, 400 pounds. I mean, he was freaking huge. So I get on the CB and I go, whoa! Anybody told that dude to haul ass, he'd have to make 2 trips. Well, he heard me. And so he goes over and he gets to the gate. Well, he just stops. And my processor operator gets out of the pickup, and I'm like, what the heck? Well, the guy is so big that he had a really hard time even just bending down to unlock the gate. So that's why the processor operator got out, was to help him, was to go over and unlock the gate for him. And so I go, oh my God, are you serious? And I go, if I was that freaking fat that I had to have somebody else come and bend over for me to unlock the gate, I would do something different. So the processor operator unlocks the gate, and he gets back in the pickup and he goes, dude, he heard you. And I was like, so? I don't care. And he goes, do you know who that is? And I'm like, no, why? Well, it turns out it's the owner's nephew. And so the guy, as he's walking by the pickup, he goes, listen, you skinny little bastard, you better watch what you say. If I get a hold of you, I'm going to break your goddamn neck. And so as I'm driving off, I go, well, not if I'm going uphill, you fat son of a bitch. Boom! And I take off. So the my processor operator, he goes, oh my God, you started something now. And I'm like, oh God, whatever. Well, sure enough, I get home that night. And the owner's wife calls, and she is not happy to me. That was quite disrespectful, and this and that. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So, okay, I'm sorry. I won't do it again, I promise. And they're like, well, you're going to have to apologize. And I'm like, yeah, right, that ain't happening. So, a few days later, I show up to work in the morning. I get there and the gate's locked. Well, I got a key now, so I get out. I start unlocking the gate. Well, because there's 3 or 4 different landowners up there, there's like 6 locks on this gate. And I'm kind of fumbling around trying to get the gate unlocked, and it's dark and raining, so. And I see a set of headlights come up the road. No big deal. I'm fumbling around with this lock, and I'm on one knee, bent down like this, and whoever it is that pulls up, I hear them get out of their rig and start walking towards me, and I'm sitting there unlocking this gate. Damn! It's this big old fat son of a bitch, and he's got a hold of me by the neck, and he's holding me down, and he's a cussing and screaming at me. Going on. Well, I can't say anything because he's choking me out practically. And then his shovel operator shows up, pulls up. So he comes up there and gets a hold of the guy, and there's a big scuffle, and I'm gonna kill him. The guy's like, oh God, just let it go, Jesus Christ, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. So he gets him off me, and The shovel operator's like, well, you probably better just get in your pickup and take off. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I get into my pickup, and this guy says to me again, he says, if I ever catch you again, get a hold of you, I'm going to kill you. And I go, not if I'm going uphill, you fat son of a bitch. Well, he's so pissed off about it this time that he tries to run after me. Well, I go, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'd let him get close. Well, he only runs about 15 feet and he's out of wind. And so back to his pickup he goes. Well, so up the hill I go and get to the job. Get there and I get to my loader, and I'm like, well, I better just get in my loader and go to work, because I'm sure there's going to be some recourse from this action. Well, sure enough, this guy, he doesn't go up to his job. He follows me up to mine. And he's standing out there cussing and yelling, get out of that thing, come here, let me break your goddamn neck. I'm sitting there just clanging my grapples. Bang, bang, bang. He's like, get out of that thing. And I'm like, just get in your pickup, go up and go to work. And he's a cussing and a yelling. And I go, hey, you better get in your pickup. Somebody's getting into your Little Debbie's. That didn't help the situation none. So he finally, log truck starts up the hill. So he goes down, gets in his pickup and drives off. He's on the radio all day. He's on the CB. Talking, and I mean, he's pissed off. And every time he'd make a comment, there was somebody else in that could hear us, was making these smart ass comments back to him. And I swear to you, it wasn't me. It was not me. Okay, yes, it was. It was me. So, I get done that night, and I get down to the bottom of the hill, and guess what? The gate's locked, and here this guy is sitting. I'm like, well, I'm stupid. I ain't getting out of my pickup, so I just turn around and go back up the other way. Because if he'd have got a hold of me, he'd have killed me. He was a big guy. So I go up the hill, and there's like 5 or 6 different ways to go in and out of this place. Just go back up the road about a mile or so, and go out a different way. Well, I get home, and the wife says, hey, boss's wife's called like 3 times. Why are you so late? So I told her, I was like, well, and she's like, oh my God, Alex. And so I called the boss's wife, and I told my wife, I was like, well, probably better get ready to find a new job. She's like, you really think they're gonna fire you? And I was like, oh yeah, they were a little upset about it the last time I did it, and it's only been just a few days. So sure enough, I call them up, and yeah, they're not too happy with me. They pretty much invite me not to come back, and so I lost my job, which is not that big of a deal, but kind of the point. Anyway, so the lesson in today's story time, kids, now is don't borrow money from a banker named Cash, and don't trust an insurance salesman named Rob. Stay safe, get logs, friends.